Lucius is finally dead. But this ending, it has actually split the fandom in half. Some are calling it Tabata's greatest payoff, and others say it exposes his biggest writing flaw.
Well, that's true in a way.
He knows their transformations have a limit, and once they're gone, his victory is secure. But Tabata, he said, nah, I'm about to cook peak with Noelle. I would say out of all the characters, Noelle, just like Narc, actually got the best development. Every one of her story threads completed really well. She finally met her mother and resolved that tragedy. She got acknowledgement, apologies, and reconciled with her family. She's finally confident enough to confess love to Asta, and now she has complete control of her magic power. Because with the anti-magic abilities Asta bestowed her, she comes in clutch. We receive a montage of her journey, every single moment which leveled up her control by surpassing the psychological limitation placed upon herself. She flies in, double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon preparing an attack. This definitely seems inspired from Vegeta helping Gohan against Cell to create an opening. Similarly, Noelle states since no one can keep up with them, she then controls a anti-magic bullet with such precision that like a homing missile instilled with anti-magic, it hits Lucius's core and cracks it, giving the opening her future husband needs to win. As soon as the attack lands, Julius appears to help as well, leaving his twin in place to be slammed at full power, splitting him in half to die. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. We can all agree, Lucius is a bloody NPC with only 3 types of dialogue he can recycle through, right? Bro is a villain who saved the entire manga from losing fans with one of the greatest plot twists in shonen manga. But then he fumbled everything in the end. I still don't understand why Lucius didn't let Andromeda kill Asta when he fainted on the floor after killing Lucifero. Literally his victory and any variables regarding the timeline, it would have been negated, guaranteeing his victory. It wouldn't have changed anything for it if Asta died then and there, because after the 1.5 year time skip, he tried to kill Asta himself and no-diffed him, but Lily sent him to Hino Country. Lucius even knew he got sent to Hino Country, by the way, and sent minions there to deal with Asta instead of going there himself or even using a clone, I'm just saying. Now, out of all the villains, he had the most prep time, a bloody time skip, witnessed countless timelines, all the power anyone can imagine, yet still focused on spamming random spells. Why didn't he use time magic like Julius did against Patry?
That don't make no sense.
And remember, in his introduction, he had this peak plot twist of manipulating all of his siblings, including Zenon, to join his side. He planted that devil there in the cave for his bro to lose his mind and to join his cause. Even recreating Lysita was lit, and he saluted Asta when beating him down. He was aura farming to a next level. He saluted the dude saying "Baba." So it's not like Lucius didn't have some great moments. He was a complete menace. But wait a second, when you look at his backstory of stating, I gave it a lot of thought. Who were we? What were we meant to accomplish? Okay, where did all those thoughts go? Because none of us sure as hell can see any of it. It's actually so funny to look back with how things actually turned out with this dude. It's so, oh my god, talk about S-tier villain dropping to an F-tier. Now, all of us can criticize the final Black Clover chapters, but there's important context about the author and why he's exhausted. Think about it. His wife was ill, his daughter is ill, a close friend passed away from illness, he lost multiple editors who helped shape the story decisions, he got shafted to go on to a different magazine, and on top of all of that, Shueisha didn't even let him enjoy a holiday. Tabata has a limited amount of pages and chapters given to him. Remember, back in the day, this dude said he wanted Black Clover to be as long as Naruto. He was willing to do 700 plus chapters, but the circumstances are just not there for him to do that. And there are some story threads that are left out there that are not going to be addressed, like where the hell is Asta's father? Where did that plot go? Where are the dwarfs and the other races? And what about Andromeda just hanging around now? But At the end of the day, Tabata did do his best, and I actually think people are clowning this way too hard. It's exactly like every other shonen ending, and why I expected. Lucius believes his rival was Yuno, and that arrogance blinded him. He was a foil to Asta and Yuno, representing everything they reject. Lucius saw rivalry as domination through power, whereas Asta and Yuno saw it as something that pushes both sides higher. Their rivalry was never about crushing the other. It was about lifting each other to earn the right to stand at the top as Wizard King. Now overall, Patry, Zenon, and Conrad still stand as the best villains of Black Clover. Now whilst Lucius is dying, he speaks to his brother, not understanding how things turned out this way. Julius reveals it's because he's pretty much a loser. Nobody likes him, and what he entrusted to the Magic Knights is greater than his plan of forced equality. Asta and Yuno move the hearts of people, but Lucius laments that the duo are not good enough, they can't create real peace. However, Julius schools his ass that it's something no one can know, not even them who can see the future. Everyone keeps on striving for this very reason. So when you break it down, it's actually very deep and you can't miss it. Julius is completely rejecting Lucius's belief that history needs a single author. No one has the right to decide humanity's ending or act as a god over everyone else. The world exists because of human free will, and that wisdom gets passed down through the grimoire like it was mentioned before. And the moment that freedom is taken away, effort stops mattering, struggle loses its meaning, and growth becomes impossible, right? And that goes against the entire message of this manga and its fundamental idea that you should surpass your limits and strive for the best, never giving up. So Julius, he defends an imperfect journey because without choice, even peace would be empty. But this moment foreshadows something bigger. The birth of a dual Wizard King system. Right now, Asta and Yuno are only 18 years old, and with just a few chapters left, they're on track to surpass even Lumiere, becoming the youngest Wizard Kings in history. But this dual system, it represents understanding. Asta embodies those born without privilege and outcasts that society ignore, and Yuno represents royalty and legacy. Together, they prove that the world can create a natural balance and love. Asta is a Wizard King who understands struggle, and Yuno will be a Wizard King who understands responsibility. Now eventually, everyone starts to die, the war is won. The world celebrates chanting their name, but Julius has one last act. When Yami and William arrive, Julius shifts the credit to their students. It confirms something that Julius has believed since the very beginning. The future was never meant to be carried by one extraordinary person, but by the next generation rising together. This directly closes the story thread between the three. Remember, a lot of you forgot this. Julius was the one that chose Yami, an outsider from a foreign land who everyone hated for his magic and his attitude and his skin color. And William, he was a man burdened by guilt and duality with the scar on his face. Yet Julius still made both of them captains when no one else trusted them. He bet the future of the Clover Kingdom on them because Julius was not prejudiced. So Yami says they were able to come this far only because of him. That validates Julius's entire legacy as Wizard King, as he then finally brings the story full circle, stating that Asta and Yuno have earned enough merit to gain his title. Now, to enjoy more peak fiction, watch this video about Eren, where he traveled multiple times in the past to make sure the rumbling happened. A lot of you don't know, when did he time travel? Well, I broke it down in this video, make sure to click on it right now.